Hey Nancy, how are you? I hope you had a Merry Christmas. Oh, I'm happy you found me too. Mark is here. Hey Mark. Hi Carly. I just got some nice messages for myself. So I always kind of shuffle, like while I'm waiting for everyone to join, I will do a card for myself, and it was really nice. So I'm going to start with Mark, okay? Let's see, Mark, I'm going to get a general message for you from the Trust Your Vibes Oracle. You know I love Sonia Choquette. And I know you had a question for me, which I will answer. And then we'll take it to like a private reading, all right? So let's have a look. Angels and Spirit, please show me what is the message for Mark. Let me just see. Hey Susanna, how you going? All right, let's see. Angels and Spirit, please show me what does Mark need to see? What is Mark's message? Do you know, I went to the Boxing Day sales, which I don't know if the US or around the world has the Boxing Day sales, but it's here in Australia. It's the day after Christmas and everyone goes to the shops and gets amazing discounts, right? But it's not for the faint of heart. If you don't like crowds, you stay away from the Boxing Day sales. Anyway, I had to brave them today because my mum bought me this amazing pair of shoes for Christmas, but they were missing a few little diamantes, so I wanted to go and see if they had another pair. And I can't remember why I was telling you this story, but anyway, let's just keep going. It's absolutely freezing out there today. Oh, we've got someone from Melbourne. Hello. Now, why did I tell you that story? What was I even getting to? Oh, you do it in British Columbia as well? Oh, in 2023? Yeah. Why was I telling you? I can't remember, guys. Maybe it'll occur to me in a moment. I don't know why. Sometimes I have these brain farts. Now, Mark, you've got let your higher self lead. Okay, let your higher self lead. Let me see. It says you're encouraged to put your ego aside and allow your higher self to take over. Stop trying to figure things out. So I feel like this is in relation to the question that you had for me, okay? Stop trying to figure things out and place your confidence in your inner guidance so you will know what to do. Thanks, Aaron. Your higher self will guide you forward if you will allow it to. Find this connection in your heart and surrender to your greater divine spirit. Next, invite your higher self to physically move you towards your highest good. This includes moving your thoughts, words, emotions, and body in unison with your best outcome. Be flexible and spontaneous and don't overthink. Trust your higher self to keep you safe and gracefully lead you to the best outcome for all concerned. You will soon be on your way. Now, one of the things that stood out for me in that message is you will know what to do and your higher self will keep you safe. So no matter what your parents decide to do, you're going to be good. Okay, so with that being said, I want to have a look at what the tarot says in relation to your question. Okay, oh, we've got someone from Saudi Arabia. Wow, I think that's a first. Hi, Dan. My favorite color. I think this one is one of my favorite colors, but I also love pink. And then you've got the pink nails as well. Okay. All right, angels and spirit, please show me. Interesting. Oh, okay. I'm getting messages. There's an alternative outcome that you haven't even conjured in your mind yet. Like there's an alternative solution. So you gave me two options. You were like, am I going to get the house that my dad built, or am I going to get the house that they end up buying with the proceeds of that property? I actually feel more you'll get money. So you may not get a house at all, but I feel like you're going to get money, okay? And that will allow you to purchase your own property. The Chariot is a really good card to get. You'll be able to choose the direction. You'll be able to choose where you move. And I feel like the property is going to be divided in 3 waves, okay? And you're going to like the outcome, all right, with the Ace of Wands. But this is a new beginning for you. So something completely different than what you had imagined. So I hope that that answers your question. Hey, everyone. All right, my next person is Susanna. So I don't know what your name is on here. Let me just scroll and find your question again. Oh, thank you. Is it Juno? Thank you so much. Okay, so back to Susanna. Let me see. Oh, here we go. Oh, I don't think I've got your question. So just let me know, Susanna, what you would like me to read for you about. Ooh, we've got someone from Argentina. Hello. I don't know how to say your name. I'm really sorry. My favorite food is pasta, I think. It's probably up there. Okay. I do eat Vegemite on toast, but people make the mistake when they try Vegemite, they put too much on the toast. It has to be like a lightly spread on butter, and the butter's got to be really melted, and like people just don't spread it properly. I think that's my theory. It's kind of like oysters, right? Australia has the best oysters you could get in the world, okay? I wouldn't even eat oysters anywhere else, but they're an acquired taste. And I heard someone say this the other day, and I agree with them wholeheartedly. You don't like oysters until like the 11th oyster. You know, the first time you have an oyster, it's like, oh, the texture is just, you know, it's not the best. But then, I know, but I can hear some of you asking in your mind, if you don't like something, why would you give it 11 goes? The only way I can explain it is if you're going out to dinner with your significant other and they're constantly ordering oysters, it's kind of nice to share them. And you know, it's just how it is. That's all I can say to explain it. But you know, something that I've tried to like, but I just can't like it. Olives like ruin my life. Anyway, back to Susanna. My question is about the new year going to be better for relationships. Yes, I'll tell you why. For most people, no, I don't eat kangaroo. Sorry, back to you, Susanna. for most people, it's going to be much better in terms of love, because in 2025 we're in a 9-year. So 9 years are all about endings. So if you're in the wrong type of relationship, or you're with a person who isn't in alignment with where you're going, the universe will find a way to break up the relationship. Okay, so 9 years see a lot of, endings of friendships, career paths coming to an end. Everything that is out of alignment with you and your higher self has to go to prepare for the 1 year which we're about to enter into. Okay, and also it's year of the horse. So as of around February, when the Chinese year starts, we're going to see more momentum. We're going to see new beginnings and change. No, the universe doesn't control us, but it's like there's fate and destiny, and there's also free will, and they kind of weave together, right? So we do influence our life paths, 100% we do. And that's why I do the tarot cards, okay? Because tarot helps you be more informed about the current energies and make better decisions, okay? Anyway, enough about that. Let's go back to Susanna's question. Getting a little bit short of breath. I'm getting excited here. That's what the tarot cards do to me. Okay, so let me go back to your question. Gosh, the comments are moving fast. Relationship potential in 2026. All right, let's have a look. Where do we want to start with relationship? I'm going to start with the Moonology deck. For some reason, that's calling out to me. I also want to see what crystal might be good for you as a talisman to help you manifest a soulmate relationship. And then we'll see who might be coming your way. Okay, then we've got Nancy. Nancy's after Susanna, okay? So let's have a look. And I think Nancy might have 2 questions. All right, so Susanna, let me see. What can Susanna expect in 2026 in terms of love, and what is the guidance, please? You got detoxify. That's interesting. This is about the need to get rid of old habits, limiting beliefs that might be blocking you, addictions. You need to replace unhealthy patterns with healthier patterns. So you're going to see a gradual improvement as the year goes on when it comes to romantic relationships, but you will need to you will need to make more conscious choices, and you will need to focus on out with the old and in with the new. Okay, that's what I'm getting from the detoxify card. Okay, what else does Susanna need to see when it comes to relationships? You've got to trust in the universe. Okay, there is a divine plan, so don't try too hard, or don't try to force relationships or make them fit if you're getting involved with someone who's not quite compatible with you, or they don't want exactly the same thing as what you want. It's not a time for you to force something. Okay, now I want to see timing as well. When are going to be the best months for you? Yeah, it's time to move forward, out with the old and in with the new. When can Susanna expect positive developments in the love department, please? When can Susanna... Oh, you got February. Look at that. So it's not too far. Angels and Spirit, please show me, when can Susanna expect positive developments in the love department? There could be someone in your energy like within the next week or so. There's something quite imminent. Whether or not you want to continue that will be up to you. Yeah, you've got next year looks promising. So they're confirming that next year is going to be much, much better for you in the love department. Now, I want to have a look at my advice deck. This is one of my favorite decks to use for love questions. So how you can increase your chances of meeting someone. Thanks for subscribing. And Merry Christmas to everyone. Happy holidays. All right, let's have a look. Oh yes, Vedic astrology. Yep, I know quite a bit about that as well, but I follow more Western. All right, so Susanna, this is interesting. You've got the procrastinate card. I feel like, because I saw the card that said indecision causing delays, you've got to be like kind of more decisive next year, because the procrastinate card says don't make someone wait around too long, they may give up on you. So after a few dates, you should know whether you want to get to know this person more, whether you want to take this relationship forward. And maybe you want to have a look into the approach to dating. It's called F yes or no. It's either an F yes or it's a no-go, it's a non-starter. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to swear. I think you'll know what I'm talking about, okay? And be honest with yourself about whether someone is capable of showing up for you in the way that you're wanting. The Feel Unloved card says you deserve someone who can support you emotionally and love you fully. So try to move away from people who are miserable with their life circumstances, are dealing with a lot of stress, because they're probably not going to have the space for you, right? So let's have a look at what crystal might help you in terms of a talisman. You know, like for example, when I first started this spiritual business, I really wanted it to take off. I wanted to reach as many people as possible. So I started wearing my birthstone, which is associated with manifesting abundance, which is citrine. And I 100% believe in the healing power of crystals, because that year I could never have foreseen the momentum that I was able to create when it came to this tarot reading business, okay? All right. All right, let's see. Susanna, what crystal will help Susanna manifest new love in 2026? Ooh, look at that. You've got rhodonite, and look, it says relationship. So it says rhodonite is a pink and black love stone. The black in rhodonite releases obstacles and blockages to attracting love. It clears negativity in existent relationships. Black is also the color of the root chakra, so it gets to the root, bringing emotional wounds and scars up to the surface to be transmuted. The color black is grounding, so it can stabilize ongoing relationships. And your affirmation is, as I release old emotional wounds, it opens the door for me to embrace love to the fullest. I remembered what I was talking about when I was telling you that earlier today I went to the Boxing Day sales. It just occurred to me. I still have my Christmas carol songs on in the background, because when I went to the shopping center, I was a little bit sad that the carols weren't on and all of the Christmas decorations were already taken down. Like, we're talking one day after Christmas Day. Like, I mean, let me enjoy Christmas and bask in Christmas a little bit longer. Have to wait another 365 days till my favorite time of the year. All right, I hope that was helpful, Susanna. Next we have Nancy. Okay, guys, I do prioritize people who make payment. So I always put them first, and I will try and get to those of you who want one free message when I can, okay? So my first question is, what are Scorpio's thoughts or feelings at this time for me? And second question is, what is coming? Oh, good question. Let's have a look at what Scorpio's thoughts or feelings are towards you right now. Okay. Angels and Spirit, please show me. I am picking up a little bit of a block here. We've got the Two of Swords when I opened the deck. Right, Angels and Spirit, please show me. What does this Scorpio feel towards Nancy? What does Scorpio feel towards Nancy, please? What are their true intentions towards this connection? Angels and Spirit, what are Scorpio's true feelings and intentions? You've got the Ace of Cups in the reverse. There's some kind of an emotional blockage when it comes to this person. Why the Ace of Cups in the reverse, please? Why the Ace of Cups in the reverse? Got the Five of Cups. It could be this person is on the rebound. I don't know if this person is recently out of... Yeah, look at that. And it kind of came out in the reverse position. This person is still recovering from, you know, a painful breakup is what I'm getting. And it may have been a long time, like it may have been some time ago, but this person is still struggling with an ending, okay? I can see that quite clearly because the Five of Cups talks about regret and guilt and crying over spilt milk, and his cloak is black. So this is clearly about mourning, okay? And then there's a lot of black here as well. So a painful ending, maybe this person was cheated on. So you've got someone who is on the fence, doesn't really know if they're ready to start a new beginning in love. And that's why we got the Ace of Cups in the reverse position. Someone's a little bit empty, feeling a little bit numb and drained from this previous relationship, okay? So they're holding back. That's what I'm getting with the Four of Pentacles, but this is also someone holding on to a past situation. Yeah, and I feel like this person could still be giving to someone from their past and hoping that it's not over. So just be careful with your heart, because this person is still clinging on to something that, you know, I'm just seeing someone who's not fully recovered from a previous relationship, okay? So let's have a look at what your advice is when it comes to this connection. What does Nancy need to see when it comes to this connection with Scorpio? Hi, I still choose love. Ranger, look, I'm not trying to look like Margot. I mean, I was born before her, okay? So she, you know, it could be said that she's trying to look like me. I don't appreciate being called Walmart Margot Robbie. So you can take your backhanded compliment elsewhere. Aloha, I love Hawaii. Hi, Richard. Hey guys, thanks for joining. Okay, so this is your advice, Nancy. Anyone who's right for you won't backpedal after showing up strongly, okay? You deserve someone steady who shows up consistently. Do not lower your boundaries. I feel like this person has trust issues. I haven't read that book, no. They're saying be assertive with this person, okay? This person is more likely to respect you if you're clear about your boundaries, if you're clear about what you're looking for. You kind of need to take that attitude of, you know, if you're not really looking for anything serious or you're not serious about me, thanks but no thanks, you know? And I feel like Scorpios really appreciate that approach. But you really need to ask yourself whether this is worth your while. You've got a card that says, for some people, being treated badly is better than being alone, but this is the ultimate act of self-betrayal. Don't stay in a connection where you feel alone just to avoid being alone, okay? Josh, like, you're just not that smart. I know you think you're smart, but you're not. So I'm going to hide that person on my channel. They have no business being here. I know I already have Thank you, Mark. I know I have both of you, or both my moderators are here. Thank you. But like sometimes it gives me pleasure to just go, bye. All right, sorry, back to you, Nancy. I digress. So I don't know about this, Scorpio. I would kind of exit stage left if I were you, okay? Now, let's have a look at what January has in store for you. We're going to ask the tarot cards. For those of you who have just joined, Nancy has paid for 2 questions, and I will get to the people that want a free message when I can, and I will, you know, like I'm just working through the comments, so just be patient with me. Okay, so let's have a look at January. All right, angels and spirit, please show me what's in store for Nancy in the month of January. What does Nancy need to see for January 2026? Ooh, Page of Pentacles. I like this. Now, the Page of Pentacles can be someone new entering the scene, someone new that wants to get to know you. Page of Pentacles can be, you know, a date. The Page of Pentacles can also be a new interest of yours that causes you to want to maybe take a new course, learn some new skills. That's the Page of Pentacles. Page of Swords can be you finding a piece of information out that clarifies something for you, okay? The Page of Swords could be in relation to your situation with this Scorpio. So it can be, you know, a bit of a light bulb moment where you're like, oh, now I understand why he's acting this way, and it kind of clarifies things for you. But the Page of Swords is also asking you to observe. This is the observer. This is the surveillance card. So I'm going to pull a message from the animals, which is going to be advice for you in January. All right, angels and spirit, what is Nancy's advice when it comes to, hi Justine, when it comes to January, what does Nancy need to see? What is Nancy's advice? Yes, okay, this is in relation to the Page of Swords. Remember how I said observe? The chameleon is saying stay in the background and adapt to situations rather than being conspicuous or attempting to direct the course of events, which makes sense why you've got the Strength card in the reverse. When the Strength card, which is a card about dominating, you know, you can see how the woman has tamed the lion. It's a card about control, whether it's control of your own impulses or control within a relationship. When it comes out in the reverse, it's saying don't attempt to control the course of events. And that's exactly what the chameleon is saying. Don't try to force anything, stay in the background and adapt to a situation rather than being conspicuous and attempting to direct the course of events, okay? Okay, let's see. You've got the seagull as well. It says it's a time of emotional healing. Okay. Which is interesting because there's a connection between the seagull and the Page of Swords. You can see there's birds in the background. Now, so whatever you discover in January, whatever piece of information comes to light, it's going to lead to emotional healing so that you can move forward, okay? Now, the zebra is here and it's saying, let go of your fear and know that you're safe and protected at all times. Okay. Sometimes when we're fearful, we try to control things. So there's no need for you to be fearful. Everything is happening in your favor in January. You just need to kind of step back and take your hands off the wheel for a moment, okay? Now, I'm just going to pull one more card for the month of January for you, and then we're going to move on. I think Justine might be next, unless moderators, could you let me know if anyone else has paid for a reading? All right, angels and spirit, please show me. Yeah, you've got a card that says whatever's happening in January is exactly what is needed to get to what you want. You just might not be seeing the bigger picture, okay? Yeah, there's an opportunity for healing and transcendence. If you can find a way to process any pain and move forward, avoid fixating on any loss or rejection and instead direct your energy to those who want to receive it openly. And it feels like the Scorpio is just not there, like not available or willing to try to build on a new emotional connection with you, okay? So don't let that get you down. Remember, there's someone else that I'm seeing that could be expressing an interest in you in January. So I hope that that was helpful. So Justine wants to know, will a reconnection happen for me in January? Thank you, Angelica. Will a reconnection happen for me in January? Okay, Justine. Let's see. What does Justine need to see about this connection? And then we've got Irene. Thanks, Irene. I saw your donation. What does Justine need to see in relation to this connection? Four of Cups in the reverse. I feel like you're dealing with someone who is unable to see the error of their ways or take responsibility for their part in the connection, you know, falling down. Four of Cups in the reverse can be immature behavior, someone who doesn't take accountability. Show me more about this connection that Justine is asking about. And then you've got the Two of Swords. Yeah, no, I don't see a reconnection. Okay, this is a clear no. Like literally this looks like a no, right? You've got someone who is blocked. And see how this person is blindfolded? It goes hand in hand with the Four of Cups in the reverse, which is what I was just saying. Person unable to see the error of their ways, okay? And the heart chakra here is blocked, right? Then you've got the Eight of Cups, which is someone who's decided that what was once emotionally fulfilling is no longer really doing it for them anymore. And I don't want you to take it personally. It just could be, for instance, Justine, you might have pointed out this person's behavior. You might have tried to put a mirror up to them and said, look, this is what you're doing. It's not ideal. It's not conducive to a healthy relationship. I'd like you to do better. And rather than pull up their socks, they decide to just turn their back on this connection and go towards something that's easier and doesn't demand the best of them. Do you know what I mean? So it's not personal. I just feel like this person has chosen to move in a new direction. Okay, so sorry that it's probably not what you want to hear, but I'm a very honest reader, guys. So it is what it is. You're welcome. All right, so Irene is next, and I think I've got Irene's question here. Merry Christmas. Okay, what can you tell me about what I can look forward to in love in 2026? Okay, let's have a look. We're going to do the tarot. Irene, if you could just post a heart just so I can see your name, and it helps me channel your energy. All right. So newly born gamer, I'm reading energy, okay? And I channel messages from spirit, and I use the cards to help me like convey messages from spirit. So thank you. I'm Australian actually, and so is Margot. All right. So Irene, if you're there, just post a heart for me, like not like a heart that goes up, just like a comment, a heart if you can. Okay. Hi, Dan. Pete wants to know about a private reading, so just email me your question and a photo so I can channel your energy using a photo. It's called psychometry. And I do 15-minute readings. I record the reading for you and send to you via a private YouTube link. It's $70 in Australian money, and PayPal converts it for you. Or if you want a more detailed half-an-hour reading, it's 120 Australian. So thank you, Mr. Beats. All right, I don't know if Irene has gone, but I'm just going to continue with her question, okay? All right, let's have a look. Irene wants to know about love in 2026. All right, so let's see. Angels and Spirit, please show me what can Irene expect in 2026 when it comes to love. Hi, Larry. Thank you. All right, let's see. What can Irene expect? Ooh, okay. I am seeing someone, Irene, the King of Pentacles. Let's see what else we can get. So the King of Pentacles could be an earth sign, or if not earth sign, they might have, there you are, Irene, thank you. Could be someone with strong earth in their chart. So Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. I'm getting more Taurus though, because I did see the Hierophant. I feel like they're doing well financially. They're solid. Let's see, Angels and Spirit, what does Irene need to see about love in 2026? There he is again, King of Pentacles. Oh, now I'm getting Capricorn energy with the Devil. Okay. Show me why the Devil. Why the Devil card? Show me what does Irene need to see regarding love in 2026. There's a divine counterpart. There's a couple here. A power couple, Queen and King of Pentacles. So Irene, I'm not sure what star sign you are. Whether you are an earth sign as well. And now I'm getting Virgo energy. So all three earth signs have appeared. I feel like this person could be fresh out of a relationship, okay? I feel like they're trying to chart a new course in their life. That's what I'm seeing with the Two of Wands. All right, so I am seeing some kind of a separation with the Three of Cups in the reverse. That's not your typical interpretation of that card, but it's what I'm reading. Just bear with me a moment. What does Irene need to see about this person? What does Irene need to see about this person? Yeah, see, it's like they keep telling me this person is trying to chart a new course in their life. They're starting a new journey. And it feels like they could be recently divorced or moved out of, you know, a de facto relationship. And yeah, I feel like this person's looking to move, or they have just moved. What does Irene need to see about this? Yeah, see, they're giving me like divorce cards. This person may be a father of children. because we have the Justice card next to the Emperor. So this person could be, you know, going through some custody battles at the moment. And they're just showing me this person's going through a bit of a transition, okay? We've got the Three of Pentacles in the reverse next to the Tower in the reverse. So they still haven't settled. It's like it could be a property settlement, custody settlement. So this person's going through kind of a major transition. Let's see what else I can get about this person. What does Irene need to see about this person coming in? Show me, what does Irene need to see about this person? This person might work in construction, or, you know, I want you to see that broadly. So architect has come out, but this could be someone who works as an engineer or works as a construction supervisor. It could be anything in that general industry. And he might have a background in the army, okay? We've got soldier. So I feel like this person's quite disciplined, quite regimented as a person. You know, they like order and they're very organized. And that would make sense because I feel like that goes hand in hand with certain earth signs, particularly Virgo. Virgos can be very, you know, they like a routine, they like structure. The lawyer card is here, but I feel like this is because they're going through something like legally. And I feel like with the traveler card, I actually feel like this person could be from a different country than you, okay? Or they have lived overseas, is what I'm getting. They could have been born somewhere else. That's a strong message coming through, okay? I'm just going to quickly do like timing when you can expect something significant to take place in your love life, and then we're going to move on. I think there's been a few donations, so I'm going to have to catch up. Hi, Robert. Okay, so when can Irene expect a positive development to take place in love in 2026? I feel like the months of September and October are important. That doesn't mean that you're necessarily going to meet this person then. It could be the relationship gets serious around that time. Like, you have to remain open-minded with these readings, okay? I'm reading energy, and, you know, I don't want you to be... some people can take readings so literally, and it worries me at times because I feel like, what if I say something wrong and I sabotage something? You know what I mean? I don't want to be too careful with what comes through because I'm channeling spirit and have to trust my intuition. But where things can go wrong with love readings and love predictions is if I'm telling you that I see an earth sign coming in, please do not refuse a love opportunity because someone has a star sign that's not what I predicted. I know you have common sense, but I have to kind of tell you, whoever's listening, that's how these readings work, okay? I would never forgive myself if I got a message wrong and you passed up an opportunity for love because of something that I said, okay? There's a message here about the need for you to take your time because you've got going too fast, slow down, take your time, okay? But I do feel September, October is going to be important, okay? Mario was born in September. Are you Libra or Virgo? Okay, so who is next in terms of Aloha. You're welcome, Irene. Let me just check who has donated. Oh, I think someone donated and then Mark deleted it. I don't know. It looks like I've missed out on some drama. I'm trying to scroll back through the comments and catch up with stuff. Hi. Okay, Mark, no worries. Thanks for that. So someone wants a Pisces reading. These are all quite personal readings. So I will try and do a Pisces reading on my channel shortly. Although I don't get a lot of viewers that are Pisces for some reason. So I tend to favorite star signs that watch my channel. I mean, can you blame me? It takes a lot of time and energy to pump out these videos on this channel. And then when I get like 13 people that watch the videos, I tend to not do that sign anymore. Do you know what I mean? Aries is another one. So, hi, Carlos. Hi, Brian. Do you have a question for me? Okay, let me know, guys, if I've missed anyone who's donated. All right, I will pick people at random. So if you ask me a question, I'll do one card free. All right, I will do 2026 reading for Pisces. That'll be the next one that I do, just for you. Hi, is it Carmine? Andrew's here. Oh, thank you. Oh, I don't read Spanish, but thank you. I can see that you've said a Disney princess. That is the biggest compliment. I love Disney. So thank you. And I will give a free reading to anyone who can guess who my favorite Disney princess is. Oh, Nancy has donated. Thank you, Nancy. Thanks, guys. Yes, Verdi can ask a question. Okay. Did you see my question? No, Nancy, I'm sorry I didn't. Can you repeat it for me? Okay. Thank you, the Zen. That's so nice. Not Snow White, no. All right, so I'm just waiting for Nancy's question. I actually don't have makeup on, and I feel like I should have put some makeup on because I've got some skin pigmentation happening under my eyes, and it just makes me look old. All right, so I love you guys too. Elsa, no, that's not my favorite. Are they dark eyelashes? Well, thank you. I don't have any mascara, but I've got, what do you call it? Eyeliner. Yes, Carlos got it right. Yes, it's Princess Aurora. And then Andrew, I'd say probably Ariel is my second favorite, although I love Cinderella as well. And what else do I love? I'd say probably Cinderella and Ariel are probably tied second. I don't know. Okay, Nancy, you want to know what love is coming towards you in 2026. Okay. So Carlos, post your question for me because you got it right. Nancy, let's see what's coming towards you in love in 2026. Okay, let's see what's coming towards Nancy in 2026. Ooh, careful, you've got some Knight of Wands coming towards you. They can be the players, all right? So You might want to qualify any potential love interests before you get involved with them, okay? Because the Knight of Wands is here for a good time, not a long time, okay? The Knight of Wands can sweep you off your feet. They can be very charismatic. They can charm the pants off you, but they're not really stayers. They're players, okay? So Nancy, be careful of the Knight of Wands. I mean, if you're after something passionate, if you're after something casual, then, I mean, go for it. But if you're looking for something committed, they're just saying watch out for the players, okay? You don't want people that come in and create drama and chaos in your life, right? You do have a lot of potential for relationships next year with the Lovers card, okay? But it's important that you have strong boundaries. The Queen of Cups in the reverse can be someone who loves love and wants love so badly that they will get emotionally involved with the wrong people, or they're susceptible to getting played. So just be careful with your heart. Guard your heart. And there's no need to rush. You got the Eight of Wands. Don't rush. But there's lots of passion coming in for you in your love life. But if you want happily ever after, be selective with who you choose to get involved with, okay? There's lots of romance and potential with the Knight of Cups, all right? So you don't have to go for the first person who comes along and shows an interest, all right? You know, take it slow with the Hanged Man in the reverse. Think about things and get to know people before you move forward, okay? Let's see who's coming towards you, just quickly. Who's coming towards Nancy in 2026 when it comes to love, please? Show me anyone significant. Show me anyone significant coming towards Nancy in love next year. Yeah, you've got a lot of knights coming in, but you want a king, right? You want someone loyal. I feel like there's someone older coming in that might be a good option for you, someone who's a little bit more mature. Show me who's coming in. Someone that you don't know is coming in. Ooh, and I'm getting a tradie, someone who works a trade. Could be a repairman or a plumber, someone with a trade. But I am seeing someone older coming in who's a good option for you. So don't be too quick to discount someone who's a couple of years older at least. Okay, they might be able to offer you something a little bit more stable and long term, okay? Ooh, mechanic. That was my ex. It was very handy dating a mechanic. I got free servicing of my car. Okay. I'm going to do Bitcoin Trapper, who apparently was a millionaire at the start of the year. I think someone just deleted the message, but that's okay. I was just going to get a money card for the person who's not doing too well financially right now. Let me see what I can get. I'm just going to like pick people at random, guys. So, you know, like I don't mean to ignore anyone. Just, yeah. You're welcome, Nancy. Okay, let's have a look. All right. All right, Bitcoin Trapper. I was a millionaire start of the year. Now I'm homeless. Let me see. Angels and Spirit, please show me. What is the money advice? What's the money advice? Okay. This should be an easy one for you, okay? Because if you were wealthy before, but you made some maybe not so great financial decisions, which has crippled you financially, at least you know what it's like to live well, to live kind of in relative luxury. You don't have to visualize an extravagant life again, but visualize being comfortable financially again, okay? And it's very hard to do sometimes when you're in survival mode, because you're kind of just thinking, oh, I've got to find the next, I need to find the money to just survive. I want you to take yourself out of that poverty mindset just for at least 10 minutes each day. And I want you to imagine yourself now, like now, living comfortably, feeling safe. And this is going to help you improve your relationship with money. You've got visualize abundance in all forms. God gave you such great spiritual power that everything you visualize eventually becomes reality. Hold a steady vision of that which is beautiful, healthful, positive, and filled with blessings, and that is what you will experience. So they're saying, if you want to get out of this poverty, you need to focus on something other than your current circumstances, which are poverty, right? So I want you to imagine a large sum of money entering your bank account. I want you to feel like the relief that comes with that. Okay? And then the universe will start conspiring to make that happen for you. Because we get what we focus on. Law of attraction stuff. Okay, so I hope that helps you. Kylie, thank you. Merry Christmas to you too. All right. Who am I drawn to? Yes, that's right. Mark says, if you have a question, I'm more likely to pick you. Although I do a general one card message from, I'm going to use the Trust Your Vibes Oracle. So if you just want a general message, just say general. Okay, thank you for subscribing. I appreciate you. Shanti says, will I be self-made next year or rich husband? Look, nothing wrong with wanting someone who's wealthy, but why not aspire to be self-made, you know? And then when you find someone who's established financially, you won't be reliant on that person, you know, because people can change their mind. You don't want to be at the mercy of someone else. So why not create your own wealth? It's going to be more fulfilling for you. You're going to be, you know, feeling like you have purpose in life, and you're going to get that sense of accomplishment. So I would definitely aspire to be self-made next year, okay? And I'm telling you, self-made, okay? That's okay, Bitcoin Trapper. Mistakes happen, but you know what? You'll come back stronger than before. Someone please get rid of that yuck person. Thank you, Angelica. I really don't need people like that on my channel. They're just gross. Kylie says, I would like to know if I will find someone next year. I've been single for a while. Okay, let's have a look. I'm going to use this deck on you, Kylie, which is how you can improve your chances of meeting someone, okay? All right, let's see. What can Kylie do to manifest a soulmate relationship? Kylie, are you like hyper independent? Like sometimes we can be so used to being alone, or sometimes we can just be used to being in relationships where we have to do everything, that we become hyper dependent. And this card says, are you really a loner, or are you afraid of loving someone who could hurt you? there could be some things going on a subconscious level that are causing you to put walls up and causing you to almost be invisible when it comes to potential romantic partners. I'm okay being alone, but I have done a lot of self-healing. Okay. You also have, Kylie, a card that says when you go on a date, maybe try to listen more, okay? Let the other person kind of dominate the conversation and just digest their energy and understand whether there's enough in common, whether you like that person, whether there's enough attraction. Sometimes we get nervous and we're on a date and it's verbal diarrhea and it's blah, 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 me, and I like this and I don't like that. And then like, you don't really give yourself a chance to understand what the other person is all about. So, Scott, I know Angelica has like a 0 tolerance policy. So Kylie, that's okay because, you know, it's normal. I've been guilty of the same thing. But you want to keep a little bit of mystery about you and you want to leave the person on the date wanting to know more about you. So I want you to exercise this next few dates that you go on. Just listen more. Sit back and listen, okay? That's the message coming through. And then you'll be able to judge. And I don't really like to use that word in this context. You'll be able to judge whether someone is on your level emotionally, mentally. Are they looking for the same thing as you? And like, because I feel like you're a really smart person, but you just haven't given yourself the opportunity to learn about people. And that's what dating is all about. It's just, you know, don't put too much pressure on it. You're just meeting someone to understand whether there's any kind of chemistry and common ground. I want you to make it a priority in 2026 because it's a good year to start new relationships. It's a 1 year, okay? It's about foundations, new cycles. That's good. I feel like you'll do well. Okay. Hi, Alejandro. All right. Mark, the warning has been issued. All right. So Michelle wants to know about this job interview on Monday. Let's have a look. Michelle, what does Michelle need to see about this interview on Monday? I'm getting like a sore tooth, Michelle. I don't know if that's your pain that I'm picking up on or if someone else in here has got tooth pain. What does Michelle need to see about this job interview? Yep, it's looking good. You've got the opportunity card. So it's talking about doors opening up for you. I want you to be confident. And I'm seeing leadership opportunities coming up for you. I feel like they're wanting someone who can strategize, you know. You know, there's leadership roles that focus on managing people. And, you know, their sole purpose is to get the best out of people and ensure a productive workplace. But then there's leadership roles that are more about strategy. And that's what I'm seeing for you. I feel like if you can demonstrate at this interview that your skills are a great match for what they're looking to achieve. I mean, it goes without saying, really, that's the whole point of an interview. But like, it's easier said than done. Sometimes you can and answer questions well, but you fail, like sometimes we fail to really drive the message home that these skills that I have acquired in previous roles have set me up to deliver what you're looking to achieve. It's about being really clear about that. So it's looking quite positive. I'm just going to pull one message from the tarot to see if it's this job that's going to be it for you. What does Michelle need to see about this interview on Monday? I do feel like it's looking good. You've got the Queen of Pentacles. I mean, you're holding the coin here. So I'd be surprised if you weren't successful. You're welcome. Oh, you've already done the interview. Okay. Ah, okay. Understand. Oh, okay. Bitcoin rapper is the one with the sword tooth. Thanks for clarifying that. Albo strategized. Oh my God, don't even talk to me about that, okay? The only thing that he's strategizing about is destroying this country. He's a globalist, he is a communist, and I don't agree with any strategy he's come out with, and I think it's dangerous for the country. So let's not talk politics, because I'm really riled up at the moment about what's going on in Australia, and I don't intend on coming on here and having any political arguments with people, because that's what will happen. Oh my goodness. Water. Do you like the way Australians say water? Andrew, shoot, you're next. Okay, I just want to say, April, if you're thinking about leaving your relationship, it's probably the right decision. I feel like when people are considering leaving a relationship, they're already 1 foot out the door. Oh my God, go away, user PW2. Could you please ask Spirit to draw 1 card that will provide guidance to support my physical and spiritual healing? I'm going to do the Trust Your Vibes Oracle. Hello, Tibor, how you doing? Oh, we got Be Grateful. I'm pretty sure that card has come out, well, that message has come out for you a lot. Hi, is it James from Indiana? Nice to see you. Yes, I am Australian. Merry Christmas. Yes, isn't that crazy, Andrew? All right, so gratitude is going to be your most powerful weapon in your manifesting arsenal. Thank you. All right, I'm going to get one more message for you. Harold, do you have a question? You've got Find Your People. And I feel like it's a really strong year in 2026 for Scorpions to find their soul tribe. You know, I feel like for a long time we've been on the fringes. And I say that because, like, it's what it feels like. You've been on the fringes, outside looking in, okay? So I feel like there'll be people who can give you a leg up and support you next year on a spiritual level, on every level. So Spirit is saying, pay attention to who you spend your time with and recognize the influence the company you keep is having on you. Be discerning and do not mingle with lower vibrational people, as this drains your life force and vitality and derails your creative plans. Now, for some reason, while I'm reading out this card message, Andrew, do you game? Are you a gamer? Because I feel like maybe you need to get out more. I feel like you need to get away from, like, the computer screen or the phone screen. And I want you to, like, actively meet people out of the home, okay? You're welcome. Yeah, I saw that in my mind's eye. And I feel like you need to take a break from gaming, all right? So I'm going to just pull one more card from you, from this animal spirit deck, because it's calling out for me. Dinka Jester, goodbye. All right, so you've got the Raven, and it's asking you to be more confident, Andrew. You're encouraged to disconnect from the physical or materialistic plan, but for me, it's disconnecting from gaming, all right, and move to the spiritual realm. You have a deep spiritual connection, which you mustn't ignore. You're on the brink of transformation, and your divine purpose may be revealing itself, okay? Okay, Harold, I'll be right with you. Oh my gosh, you got the kangaroo. Now, interesting fact about kangaroos that many or most people wouldn't know, they can't move backwards. Unfortunately, it gets some of them killed. Like if they get stuck in a small space, if they can't get out moving forward, they can't actually escape. So I feel like there's a message here about don't go backwards. This is the need to continue forward. But this card is saying a 9-month cycle is at play, and your current project or current idea or cycle will take 9 months to mature and benefit you. Commit fully to it. You have all the strength and stamina you need as long as you move forward and not backward. Exactly what I was just getting at with the kangaroo message. I'll be right with you, Barry. I'm going to just get a message for Harold. All right, let's see. I'm drawn to this deck over here for you, Harold. Let's see what general message wants to come out for you. Okay. Sorry, 1 second. I just got logged out of PayPal. I don't want to miss anyone who donates. All right, so this one is a message for Harold. What does Harold need to see, please? What does Harold need to see? What does Harold need to see for the Spirit? All right, Harold, you've got... Okay. All right, you have stopped justifying living a miserable life. Are you fearing making a change and taking the responsibility required to actually make that change? You don't have to stay stuck. Take your power back and actively move beyond a situation. Your love, your time, your energy, your attention are precious and rare. So beware of who you gift your presence to. Be sure that they deserve it. Maybe this could be like a Scorpio message because Andrew is a Scorpio and I just finished reading for Andrew and it was about the need to be discerning about who you're giving your time and energy to. So don't squander your love, your time, your energy. And a clue that often happens when we're squandering our energy is we get sick. It's like our body's way of saying your precious life force energy is being diverted on the wrong things. So you've got a card that says, if there's been sickness or prolonged emotional suffering, mental despair, or any struggle that has tested your powers of endurance and faith, this testing time is drawing rapidly to a close. Your faith in goodwill will be restored. You're asked to trust in the goodness of life and leave the rest to the divine. Okay, so they're wanting you to prepare. Success is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. Get all of your ducks in a row so that you can achieve the most beneficial outcome. I definitely feel like 2026 is going to be completely different to 2025 for you. So make sure you're ready for things to improve. You know, they keep saying stop justifying living a miserable life. You're coming out of a period of darkness, but sometimes we can get attached to suffering. So I want you to use this time between now and January to get rid of things in your life that are depleting your precious life force energy, okay? I hope that was helpful. Now, we've got a few donations. Let me just check. We've got Barry, who says, can you pull some cards for my life next year, moving away from a 10-year connection? Oh, okay. Let's have a look. We're going to use the same deck that I used for Harold. So Barry, let's have a look. So if anyone's curious, the reason why I knock the cards is to cleanse the energy. It's not because it's some tick of mine or something. All right, Barry. Barry John Fox. Show me, what does Barry need to see? Yeah, this card says a phase change is coming in your life journey. So, you know, you are moving away from a 10-year connection. Angels and Spirit, what does Barry need to see? What does Barry need to see, please? Right, one more shuffle. Okay. Things are going to get better. You've got a card that says, keep your sights on the sky after the rainstorms that may have upset your life. Perseverance pays off, and your reward will be greater than you could imagine. Open your heart to the possibility that there's something great waiting for you. A treasured desire will be realized if you're willing to persist in your search. So don't be tempted to kind of go back to old ways. This is a time to completely move in a new direction and don't look back, okay? See 2026 as a blank canvas and don't be painting it with old paint, okay? So a treasured desire will be realized if you're willing to persist in your search. The stunning result will render worthwhile the considerable efforts you've had to invest in manifesting your path. Keep the faith, because you've got a card that says those who are without hope will find the gate to heaven closed. Hope is like an elixir that can save you from any situation, no matter how messy. So sometimes when we break up in long-term relationships, we have to start all over again, and it can be quite daunting, and we have less money because, you know, we go from pooling our resources and halving our bills a lot of the time to, you know, having to split our assets and start all over again. So as I said, it can be quite daunting, but I want you to try to be hopeful. I want you to keep the faith and actually be excited about the possibilities that await you in this new chapter of your life. I feel like before you broke up, you could have been constantly ill, because just like we saw with Harold's reading, your body was trying to signal to you that you were moving in the wrong direction. So you can look forward to improved health, because you've gone through some suffering, you've realized some mistakes that you've made, and you are coming into more clarity. So I feel like your health is going to improve. And as I was shuffling the cards, I was getting some pain around my neck. I don't know if this is like thyroid issues, or whether you're just holding a lot of tension in your neck, or there's something about your throat chakra being blocked, or it was previously blocked and now you're going to start to see improvements. Let me know if that makes any sense to you. You're going through a bit of you're rediscovering your identity, okay? Because the next card says, what are your strengths, your passions? Once you know who you really are, you can begin to discover your purpose. Purpose is closely related to awareness of our destiny. Our purpose reveals our soul's intention, its mission. We are here to enjoy, learn, grow, heal, and experience. So don't be too anxious to figure out how everything must happen and when. Just relax and trust the process, okay? And go towards whatever brings you joy. This is a time for you to expand your horizons, okay? I'm glad that it's resonating with you, Barry. I'm just going to finish your reading with a Trust Your Vibes Oracle message. And as I'm doing your reading, my my voice is a little bit like labored, like there's a blockage there. Look at this. Where I open the deck, it says change your story. So it's a beautiful message for you, and it's card number 13, which card number 13 in the tarot is the Death card, which is all about endings that make way for new beginnings. So this card says it's easy to maintain fixed ideas about who you are based on past experiences, but this fails to recognize your growth and evolution. Seeing yourself solely through the eyes of the past limits you and blocks your ability to own your own personal power and access inner guidance. Everything you've experienced up until now may be accurate, but it's incomplete. Release your old story and see yourself as you are now. You've grown and continue to mature. Your self-perception needs to grow with you. Acknowledge your growth and how you have changed and developed for the better. Craft a new, more exciting, empowering story of you and free yourself of the past. You are not bound by your history. Your potential today is unlimited. Okay? I hope that was helpful. Okay, so have I done everyone who has donated? Let me just scroll back and check. I don't want to miss anyone. I think I'm up to date. You are most welcome. Silly Pants is my moderator. So anyway, Angelica, do you have a question for me? Hi, Haley. So now is the time to hit me with questions, guys. Any general readings? Yep. Do you want a general card? Mini Biker Racing Detroit. You know, I've actually been to Green Bay. How far is Green Bay from Detroit? Where else have I been? That's close to there. Can't remember. I love you too. Okay. I'm good. Thank you guys for asking. All right, so I'm just waiting for Mini Biker Racing. Okay, I'm just gonna get a general card for you. Mini Biker Racing Detroit. I'm getting, have you broken your right foot? I'm getting pain in the right foot. Maybe you've sprained your ankle or something. I'm getting that strongly. I just pick people at random for a free mini reading, or if you want something more detailed, it's a donation via super chat. Yeah, to be honest, the weather was pretty miserable while I was there, Andrew. Okay, let's see. Mini Biker Racing Detroit. You've got pivot, which is really interesting because my ankle was hurting, and I thought I was picking up on your ankle pain. And that's what happens when you pivot, like you're moving your foot, right? So let me see what message this has for you. So this is for Mini Biker Racing Detroit. Because the body is always communicating with you. If you've had an injury, if you've got an illness, there's always messages within that, okay? Thank you, Warren. So the pivot message says you've taken a wrong turn, are on the wrong path, or are soon coming to a dead end. However, you can avoid getting away from what is suitable for you. However, you can avoid getting away from what is suitable for you by turning around and moving in a new direction. Let go of seeing or doing things in a fixed or specific way. Don't cling to behaviors or choices that are clearly not working for you, nor should you hold on to the illusion that situations or people will change if you hang in there. They won't. You are the one who must change. Be honest and admit things are not going the way that you want. Be open to new information, direction, possibilities, people, and ways of doing things so that you can reverse this dead end. The universe is rerouting you to better, more supportive people and better circumstances ahead. So cooperate, pivot, reverse your course and move in a different direction. Okay, so I hope that that was helpful. Okay. I don't know what Felix from Stray Kids is, but I will look it up. Okay, thank you for your donation. Let me know what your question for me is. Thank you, MPC. Thank you, Dylan. Thanks, Andrew. Okay, so I'm just waiting for... Is it Brolic? Let's see what question you have for me. Hey Dylan from Texas. I was in Texas last year. Wondering what's ahead for me. Okay, let's have a look what the tarot says. I'm going to start with what's going on currently, and then we're going to see what lies ahead for you. But what did I do with the deck that I want to use? Just bear with me one moment. Oh, there it is. It's underneath the other one. Okay. All right, so Brolic, wondering what's ahead. Let's see. What's currently going on for Brolic, please? Okay, I'm seeing blockages, all right? Look at these two cards. The Seven of Wands is a card of stubborn, defensive energy. This is someone fighting for what they believe they're entitled to. So this card can come up when you've been, you know, needing to sort out legal issues or defend yourself or stand your ground. It usually comes up when you're in conflict or you're fighting for something. And then the Two of Swords is a stalemate energy. It's when two parties can't agree. They can't reach some kind of an agreement. So I don't know if this is going on currently. Let me know if you know what situation I'm talking about. Okay, that's the exact feeling. Thank you. All right. Let's see what your advice is then, and then we can see what's coming up, okay? So what's coming up for Brolic? Oh, sorry, what is the advice? What is the advice? What is the advice? Interesting. The Two of Pentacles can come out when there needs to be some kind of give and take, you know, there needs to be some give. Like when you're in a stalemate situation, you need to be willing to sacrifice something in order to meet in the middle. Sometimes when I see the Two of Pentacles, it can be coming to terms in a settlement agreement, you know, like if I'm willing to sacrifice this, I want A, B, and C in return. It's like, you know, at some point you have to meet in the middle. So what are you prepared to let go of? Let's see what guidance comes in. What does Brolic need to see? What does Brolic need to see, please? Brolic need to see. I'm getting headaches. I don't know if you're experiencing headaches at the moment. I'm getting it in the front of my head. What does Brolic need to see? What's the guidance for Brolic? one more shuffle. Okay. All right, you've got when your emotions are triggered, you don't see things clearly. Also, when you react to people who know how to push your buttons, you actually hand over your power to them. So it's much more powerful if you have a bit of a poker face, if you don't react to, them trying to push your buttons, if you stay silent about, your priorities, you want to keep the other party guessing, okay? Because when you're easily triggered, you can be very easily manipulated. So this card is saying when your emotions are triggered, you don't see things clearly. So don't allow yourself to brood or replay events that are triggering. Let your emotions have their moment. So feel them, but without attachment or holding on to them, okay? Allow them to move through you and they will resolve themselves. Now, the next card says change is not in the hands of anyone else in the situation. You can't wait for them to do something in order to get to where you want to be. So you may need to be the initiator in this negotiation. You may need to be the person that says, hey, we haven't been able to reach an agreement to date, but I've thought about it and I am willing to forego this. But in return, I expect this, okay? So you might have to instigate this negotiation or this agreement because you can't wait for the other party to do something to get to where you want to be. Now, this card says you need to make choices no matter how difficult, okay? Let me see. Hi, David. If there's any further questions here. All right, let me see if I can get anything else. Which deck do I want to use? I'm drawn to this one and this one. Sleeping Beauty, Andrew, is my favorite Disney princess. All right, so back to Brolic. Love you, Bruno. Okay. You've got ease and grace. Sometimes we make things harder than they need to be, right? So you need to take the path of least resistance. Sometimes we need to expect ease, instead of waking up in the morning and expecting everything to go wrong and, having that feeling that life is working against you. That's just not the case, okay? So I'm just reading. This is tying in with the career. Okay, it's been stagnant. All right, let's have a look. So how can you flow with the current rather than against it? How can you go with the flow a little bit more? You've got to take a step back. That goes with that card about, trying not to be too reactive to circumstances or people because you're very triggered at the moment, okay? And remember how I said to you, when we allow people and situations to trigger us, we give our power away. Look at this card. It says power and intention. So I want to read that message out, but I actually don't know what I've done with that guidebook. So if you can email me, I'm happy to send you the meaning of that card. My email address is in the description box. But I'm going to just see what this deck has for you, Brolic, and then I'm going to move on. So let's see. Angels and Spirit, please show me, what does Brolic need to see? What is the guidance? When there are questions you need assistance with, go inward. Now, one of the questions you might want to ask yourself is, why am I feeling so triggered? What is this situation? Why is it triggering me? Why is whatever this person, whatever they have to say, why is it triggering me? So then, you can take your power back in the situation. So sit with yourself, meditate on the question, ask for Spirit's help also, and then trust your intuition, as most often the answer and guidance will be delivered to you intuitively. Spirit is with you always. Okay? Night Mario. Why do I miss being on the edge? What do you mean by that? All right, I'm going to do Aisha. Dr. Muhammad Nadeem Aslam. What kind of person is he for marriage? I'm just going to pull a card from the tarot. Let's see. What kind of person is he for marriage? To be honest, with the Queen of Cups in the reverse, I don't feel like your emotional needs will be met. But if you're looking to get married purely for, you know, I don't know, stability, financial stability, it depends on your priorities for marriage. But do I think that the marriage will meet your emotional needs? No. How is this person for marriage? I wouldn't advise it, okay? The Nine of Swords can be, you know, worry, stress, anxiety. It's not going to give you emotional peace. So I would say no to that person for marriage. Okay, I don't know what you're talking about, Sawdust, sorry. Which cards? One World, One Democracy. These ones, this is the Rider-Waite, but I don't know. Are you asking about the Spirit Messages Oracle cards? They were the ones I was using just before. I am Aussie. Yes, I am. Okay. You know, that's a really interesting question. Lucky Goddess wants to know how to transmute anger. You need to remember that feelings are messengers, okay? So anger usually is a clue that someone has disrespected your boundaries. So if you're then understanding that your anger is simply a message from your body, your spirit, then you can change something. So transmuting anger would be to make stronger boundaries to ensure that someone no longer disrespects them. You know, then sadness as a feeling is a messenger. And sometimes I tell people grief helps us understand our capacity for love, because when we have lost something, like when someone dies or when a relationship ends, it reminds us, you know, the capacity of our own heart to love. So, you know, it's an interesting way of looking at it, okay? But it's going to help you alchemize uncomfortable feelings if you can just see them as a messenger. I'm not Margot Robbie, no, unfortunately. You're welcome. Now, who was I looking at before? There was a couple of questions. Okay. A few cards in the present, feeling that you already have it. Don't know what you mean. All right, we're gonna do J Dub. Will my ex come back? J Dub and Son. I don't feel that they will with the Hanged Man. J Dub and Son. Show me, will the ex come back, please? I do see some kind of romantic offer coming in, but I don't know if it's the ex. Let me see. Will the ex come back? The Justice card can talk about someone wanting to right wrongs. The Justice card can talk about karma, a fair outcome. Whatever happens, it's going to be the best outcome for the good of all. Show me, what does J-Dub and Sun need to see about this X? Okay, if the X comes back, you're going to go around the same cycle. And that would be probably why the Justice card is here. It talks about karma, karmic patterns, karmic cycles. We've got the Ten of Swords here. So I don't feel like it's destined to be a long-term thing. I don't see the two of you moving forward or being able to overcome something. It's going to keep going round and round in circles. They're talking about the past repeating itself with the Six of Cups next to the Wheel of Fortune, okay? So I feel like maybe you could be stuck in a roller coaster relationship where you're addicted to the highs and the lows. Look, I do feel like you're going to hear from the ex again with the Page of Pentacles. That can be a peace offering, but it's not going to lead to emotional fulfillment or happily ever after, because the Nine of Cups is in the reverse. That's a lot of empty cups here. So I don't feel like it's meant to be. Let's just put it that way. Yeah. I'm sorry. Okay. I did dye my hair red, Junior. I actually was very, very red, like crazy red. If you look back at old videos on my YouTube channel, you'll be able to see. You know, the thing about red is it's very hard to maintain and it damages your hair. So, and when I'm red, I want to be blonde. And when I'm blonde, I kind of miss being red. It's like I can't win. So my poor hair has been through the ringer. All right, Nicholas, can you give me a love reading? Merry Christmas. Okay. Wow, Carl, I've never had Sharon Stone before, but thank you. I will take it. I hope I look like her when I'm older. Nicholas, let's have a look at what you need to know in terms of love. We're going to use the Singles and Relationship Oracle. So this is what you can do to increase your chances in the love department. Oh, hello. My little puppy is here saying hello. She's such a cutie. I'm going to miss her when I go on holidays. All right, so Nicholas. What does Nicholas need to see? What does Nicholas need to see when it comes to love? I don't know if it's hard to meet someone who lives up to an ex. I feel like you hold an ex up on a pedestal and you hope to meet someone like this ex, but you've got a card that says comparing is unfair, leave the past behind and see your new love for who they are. I also feel like there's some codependent tendencies that you have because the addiction card has fallen out with the two attached card. This would tell me that you need to have your own life as well as a life that you build with your partner. You can't be living in each other's pockets. You need to give the other person the space. You need to love people in a way that makes them feel free. Otherwise, you know, it gets very toxic and the other person feels trapped. And it will drive the other person away. So you don't need to know what each other is doing every second of the day. You don't need to call each other on the hour, every hour. I know you know what I'm talking about. So try and strive for a more healthy, interdependent relationship where there's equal give and take and it's not transactional. It's not Like, I will love you so long as you make me feel secure within myself. You have to feel secure within yourself, and then the other person needs to feel secure within themselves, and then the two of you come together and you add value to each other's lives. It's not, my happiness is dependent on you behaving a certain way. Do you know what I mean? I also feel like you need to know when it's time to quit, because I feel like sometimes you would prefer to be in an unhealthy relationship than be alone, because you stay in bad relationships because you're lonely. Be okay with being yourself. And then healthier people that can offer you a healthier relationship, you tend to be turned off by them quite easily. You make the excuse that, oh, they're too hard work, but it's really just an excuse to stay stuck in the toxic patterns that you are more accustomed to. So you might want to, think about some inner child healing, or you just got to get out of that cycle of mistaking toxic relationships for passion and unconditional love, because it's not true, right? And I know, because I've been there, years ago I was in that pattern. I'm just going to get a quick message, Nicholas, from the Trust Your Vibes deck. Okay. Bring in the joy guides. Okay. So do what makes you happy. Be with people who make you happy, not miserable. I know that seems to go without saying, but this card says your situation may feel dire, but don't allow it to become too serious or you'll lose your way. I feel like this is the approach you need to take when it comes to relationships. This card says, ask Spirit to lighten your mood and elevate your vibration so you can quickly advance to better times. Recognize joy guides on the scene. They are playful, surprising, and spontaneous to keep you from taking things too seriously or personally. They're good at getting your attention with their antics. For example, they may hide your keys, move items, or steal one of your socks out of the dryer. Joy guides are the friends of your inner child. See, you need to do some inner child healing work, okay? So their primary purpose is to free you from fear and reassure your inner child that you are safe. If you suddenly feel the urge to set responsibility aside and have fun, trust that your joy guides are getting through to you and say yes. Okay, I hope that was helpful. Iris, I do free messages, but I prioritize people that donate. So I just pick people at random. Merry Christmas, David. Okay, should you get involved in politics? Let's have a look at what the tarot says. I feel like if you're called to politics, then why not? It's a dangerous game at the moment though, isn't it? But I think we need more good people. Page of Swords in the reverse. That's an interesting card to get. Where do I start with the Page of Swords in the reverse? This card says there's something that you don't know. So this is saying you need to do your due diligence, you need to do your research. The more informed you are, the better the politician that you're going to be, but also know what games you're getting into. The Page of Swords in the reverse can be underhanded games. It can be gossip. It's like it's telling you there are games afoot and you need to be prepared. Otherwise, you're setting yourself up to lose. I don't know how else to say it. Let's see what this deck says. Yeah, wisdom. You're called to serve as a mentor or as a role model and guide who can show the way. Use your wisdom and experience. Your wish is being granted. And an opportunity could turn into a long-term career move. Interesting. And taking steps. This card says action is key to where you need to go. You can't wait around. Take a step in any direction to get unstuck. So I hope that helps, David. I hope that makes sense. Okay, we've got future Steph. Will I find true love? Okay, let me tell you how you can manifest true love using this deck. Because sometimes we are our own worst enemy when it comes to finding love, right? We can get in our own way. We can repeat mistakes. You know, our programming can, you know, sabotage potential love prospects of love connections. So let's see what Spirit has for you. Future Steph. Angels and Spirit, please show me how can future Steph find true love. There's a program that's holding you back in the love department. It's you are telling yourself that it's going to be too hard. So whether it's you're telling yourself it's too hard to meet someone that you like, or it's too hard to meet someone in this dating environment, you need to stop telling yourself it's hard, it's hard, it's hard. I want you to start pivoting to better feeling thoughts, because it's not realistic to go from telling yourself it's too hard to telling yourself this is easy. So it's a process. You need to pivot to better feeling thoughts like maybe it was easier in previous generations. Maybe it would have been easier without dating apps, because that has changed the landscape. But I can find a way to use it to my advantage. And then you have to shift your thoughts until you get to a point where dating is no longer hard. Relationships are no longer hard, okay? Because this card says, you believe that it has to be hard, but it doesn't. Let love flow naturally in your life. And then you've got a card that says demanding. You set impossible standards for your partner to meet. Be less. This is interesting because we are constantly looking for evidence to affirm our beliefs. So if you've convinced yourself that finding love is hard, you are constantly looking for evidence that no one's willing to meet your needs. No one's willing to meet you halfway. You're looking for evidence that it is hard. So you need to stop that program. You're telling yourself that there are no good ones left. All the good ones are taken. But can you see how your fears of not meeting someone, it's becoming a self-fulfilling prophecy. So there is someone out there for you. Don't let these false beliefs make you miss out. Okay? Now, let's see. Someone said pay this woman. It's funny. I'm going to get a message from this deck because it's kind of calling out. Let's see what this one says for you. Future Steph. Will I find true love? Let's see. What does future Steph need to see? You are enough. So they're saying you deserve the type of love that you dream of, right? Don't let the need for perfection keep you stuck in procrastination. Don't wait around for everything to be perfect or to be just right before you do anything. Otherwise, you will wait forever. Instead, Spirit is encouraging you to begin, continue, create, and learn as you go along. Share what you can from where you are, as this is always enough. You are enough. Yeah, so keep the faith and don't let, maybe false starts in love Don't let them make you give up on love, okay? Don't let some bumps in the road stop you from achieving what you want, okay? Sometimes what you think you want might not be for your highest good. So trust in divine detours. Sometimes relationships weren't meant to work out the way you hoped that they would. Spirit always knows best. Okay, so keep believing in your dreams and be open to the way they may come to you. Sometimes we're so fixated on, oh, we should be with this type of person and they need to earn this amount of money and they need to have these qualities. You know, sometimes your person may not come in the package that you think they will. Okay, so Looky Bear, I do health readings, but not really on these lives. I can get in trouble. I'm not supposed to be doing health readings on YouTube, okay? But I will tell you, as a Virgo, a lot of health problems will come from your tendency to be a people pleaser and to take on other people's burdens and problems, because that's in your nature. Sometimes we need to let other people figure things out for themselves and come to their own conclusions and realizations. Don't be taking on other people's problems, because that will lead to energy blockages, health blockages. I want you to look up Louise Hay's book, because certain health conditions will contain spiritual messages and you can heal yourself, right? Once you know what the spiritual blockage is behind your symptoms, then you can take the necessary action, okay? Now, guys, I have been on for a long time. I am really drained, so thank you all for joining. I'm sorry if I didn't get to you, but I will be coming back. So I come maybe online and do these live readings twice a week or so. So if you missed out, just subscribe and put the bell notification on, so when I come live next, you will know. And I will remember the people that have asked me questions, and I'll put you next in line, okay? Thank you all for watching. Thank you for supporting my channel. I hope you have an amazing Christmas, New Year period, and I'll see you again soon. Bye. Thanks to my moderators.